Welcome to our YouTube channel 𝐷𝐿 Challenge. We invite you to dive into a mysterious world where each riddle is a journey through a story that hides clues. The story begins here and now.
In a town where the shadows of night seemed eternal, there lived a man named Elias. The town, nestled in a valley, was often shrouded in mist, giving it an air of mystery and timelessness. The streets, lined with cobblestones, echoed the footsteps of generations past, and the old buildings stood as silent witnesses to the passage of time. Known for his wisdom and kindness, Elias was often consulted by the townspeople for his enlightened advice. His home, a modest cottage at the edge of town, was a sanctuary for those seeking solace. The walls of his home were adorned with books and artifacts from distant lands, each telling a story of its own. One day, a mysterious epidemic struck the town, plunging its inhabitants into fear and despair. The once bustling marketplace fell silent, and the laughter of children was replaced by the eerie sound of coughs and whispers. The air grew thick with anxiety, and the streets, once filled with life, became deserted. Despite his advanced age, Elias walked the streets, offering words of comfort and natural remedies. He carried with him a satchel filled with herbs and potions, each carefully prepared with love and knowledge passed down through generations. His presence was a beacon of hope in the midst of chaos. He constantly reminded people not to forget the moments of joy and healing they had experienced, even in the darkest times. He would often gather small groups and share stories of resilience and triumph, reminding them of the strength that lay within each of them. "Remember," he said, "the days when light pierced the thickest clouds." His words were like a balm to their weary souls, a reminder that even the darkest night would eventually give way to dawn. A young boy, Samuel, gravely ill, was brought to Elias. His parents, their faces etched with worry, had tried every remedy to no avail. The boy's frail body lay motionless, his breaths shallow and labored. The doctors had lost hope, but Elias, with unwavering faith, whispered words of comfort to the child. He placed his hand gently on Samuel's forehead, feeling the heat of the fever, and began to recite ancient prayers and incantations. "Fear not, little one," he said, "for there is a force that restores even the most tormented souls." His voice was soft and soothing, like a lullaby that carried the promise of healing. Days passed, and against all odds, Samuel began to recover. His cheeks regained their color, and his eyes, once dull and lifeless, sparkled with renewed vitality. The town rejoiced at the miracle, and hope began to blossom once more. The townspeople, witnessing this miracle, started gathering around Elias, seeking not only remedies for their bodies, but also for their souls. They came with their burdens and sorrows, and Elias, with his gentle wisdom, helped them find peace. Elias spoke to them about the necessity of remembering the blessings received and forgiving offenses, for that was the path to true healing. He emphasized the importance of community and the strength that came from unity and compassion. One evening, as the moon faintly illuminated the town, Elias gathered the inhabitants and said, "Praise the invisible forces that surround us and keep in mind every blessing, for that is how we will find peace and healing." His words echoed through the night, a reminder of the unseen forces that guided their lives. Elias's words resonated long after his disappearance, and the town, once plunged into darkness, gradually found the light again. The people, inspired by his teachings, began to rebuild their lives with a renewed sense of purpose and hope. The inhabitants, having learned to remember and forgive, lived in renewed harmony. Grateful for each day of healing and peace, they celebrated the small victories and cherished the moments of joy, knowing that each day was a gift. Years passed, and the town thrived under the influence of Elias's teachings. The marketplace buzzed with activity, and the fields, once barren, yielded bountiful harvests. The town became a beacon of hope for neighboring villages, a testament to the power of faith and resilience. However, a new threat loomed on the horizon. Dark clouds gathered and the winds carried whispers of impending doom. The townspeople once again felt the familiar pangs of fear and uncertainty. A severe drought struck the region, testing the faith and resilience of the inhabitants. The rivers dried up, and the once fertile land turned to dust. The crops withered, and the wells ran dry, leaving the people desperate and thirsty. Crops failed, and water became scarce. The animals too suffered, their once vibrant coats now dull and lifeless. The town, which had known prosperity, now faced the harsh reality of survival. People began to doubt and wonder if the blessings they had witnessed were just a distant memory. The air grew thick with despair, and the once united community began to fracture under the weight of their struggles. One day, a woman named Miriam, known for her wisdom and dedication, stood up to speak to the community. Her voice, though soft, carried the weight of conviction and hope. "Remember," she said, "the days when we were restored and forgiven. Do not let despair erase the blessings we have received." Her words were a call to action, a reminder that they had faced adversity before and emerged stronger. Do not let despair erase the blessings we have received. Her words were a call to action, a reminder that they had faced adversity before and emerged stronger. The people, inspired by her courage, began to find hope once more. With unwavering determination, Miriam set out to find a solution. She believed that within the earth lay the answers they sought, and she was determined to uncover them. She gathered a group of young people and led them to an ancient, forgotten spring. The journey was arduous, filled with obstacles and challenges, but Miriam's faith never wavered. Along the way, she told them stories of redemption and healing, recalling Elias's words. She spoke of the power of faith and the importance of perseverance, instilling in them a sense of purpose and hope. "There is always light, even in the deepest darkness," she said. Her words were a beacon of hope, guiding them through the treacherous terrain. When they reached the spring, they found it dry. The sight of the parched earth filled them with despair, but Miriam refused to give up. The young people, discouraged, wanted to give up, but Miriam encouraged them to persevere. She reminded them of the stories of old, of the miracles that had come from faith and determination. "Dig deeper," she told them, "for sometimes the greatest treasures are hidden beneath the surface." Her words ignited a spark of hope, and they began to dig with renewed vigor. After days of hard work, water began to gush from the spring. The sight of the clear, sparkling water filled them with joy and relief. The townspeople, amazed, saw this as a sign of restoration and forgiveness. They gathered around the spring, their hearts filled with gratitude and hope. They understood that their faith and perseverance had been rewarded. The spring became a symbol of their resilience and the power of hope. The town regained its prosperity, and the inhabitants, having learned to remember the blessings and forgive, lived in renewed harmony. They celebrated the miracle of the spring and the lessons they had learned along the way. However, rumors began to circulate. Whispers of the spring's origins spread through the town, each story more fantastical than the last. Some said the spring had been blessed by mysterious forces, while others believed it was a miracle due to Miriam's unwavering faith. The town, once united, began to divide as people took sides. Discussions intensified, and the inhabitants divided into different groups, each interpreting the events in their own way. The once harmonious community was now fractured by doubt and suspicion. One evening, as the moon faintly illuminated the town, Miriam gathered the inhabitants and said, "Do not seek to understand the mysteries of this world with simple explanations." Her voice, though weary, carried the weight of wisdom and experience. "Remember Elias's words and keep in mind every blessing, for that is how we will find peace and healing." Her words were a reminder of the lessons they had learned, a call to unity and understanding. Miriam's words resonated long after her disappearance, and the town, once plunged into darkness, gradually found the light again. The people, inspired by her wisdom, began to rebuild their community with a renewed sense of purpose and hope. The inhabitants, having learned to remember and forgive, lived in renewed harmony, grateful for each day of healing and peace. They celebrated the small victories and cherished the moments of joy, knowing that each day was a gift. Dear subscribers, which biblical passages from the Old Testament do you think are the guiding thread of this story? The story of Elias and Miriam is a testament to the power of faith, hope, and resilience. This passage is located between the books of Job and Proverbs. The lessons of patience, perseverance, and faith are timeless, guiding us through the darkest of times and leading us to the light.
Dear subscribers, do you have an idea of the answer? Leave your answers in the comments. Don't forget, the first to find the correct answer will win the reward at stake. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. As soon as a winner is crowned, we will publish a special video to celebrate their triumph and reveal the solution to the riddle. So, stay tuned to not miss anything. Don't forget to show your support by liking and commenting on our videos. Subscribe to be among the first to discover our new challenges and most importantly, share our videos to help our community grow. We look forward to seeing you very soon for more captivating riddles.